Like I say, I was on Kudlow last night, and we can link to the CNBC piece. It's hard to get a word in edgewise, but these two Romney shills could not deal with someone who is willing to criticize Obama from the left. They simply have no reply to these things. The fact of the matter is that we have seen a government austerity program over the past 3 years that has been virtually unrivaled in the attempts to recover from any recession, at least in the last 50 years. And the cutting of over 600,000 government jobs, 150,000 teachers, the rest, firefighters, cops, public transit workers, public works workers. Had you not lost those 600,000 jobs, the unemployment rate right now would be 7.8%. However, if the government had functioned and spent and hired like it did following the recessions of 1981, 1990, and 2000, when, incidentally, the presidents were all Republican. If the public sector employment across all levels of government, federal, state, county, municipal, followed what George W. Bush did, public sector employment grew by 3.7% under George Bush. That would equal to a bit over 800,000 jobs today. So not only not firing 600,000 people, but hiring another 200,000, the unemployment rate would have fallen to 7.3%. Not to mention the fact that it would create more demand because you have 800,000 more people with jobs, which would have spurred more job creation in the private sector. This isn't even to consider the notion of other non-austerity programs. In other words, more infrastructure spending, more government contracts, more hiring of people in the private sector as subcontractors for government works. This has never happened. Going back, according to Ezra Klein, going back as long as data has been collected, which is 1955, with one exception of the 1981 recession, local government employment continued to grow almost every month, regardless of what the economy threw at it. In the equivalent period following the 1990 and 2001 recessions, local government employment grew at 7.7 and 5.2%. Even following the 1981 recession, local government employment was up by 1.4% at this stage in the recession, relative to how far out you are from it. If state and local governments had followed the pattern of the previous two recessions, they would have added 1.4 million to 1.9 million jobs. Overall unemployment would be 7.0 to 7.3% instead of 8.2% unemployment rate. So when I go on Larry Kudlow's show to say this, these people don't understand that I'm criticizing President Obama for going on television saying that government is like a family in a time of recession. It's not. In fact, it should be doing exactly the opposite, because it's the only way to get money into those families' hands so that they can loosen the belt. So this will end up being an issue in the campaign. But remember, President Obama at least had bought into this austerity rhetoric a couple of years ago. Fortunately, he stopped talking that way. Unfortunately, it's too late to do anything about it because the Republicans are completely intransigent. And Oh, I don't know what you're going to do about it.